Morning, everybody. It's John from Live and Ready. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. I wanted to follow up on last week's video because, well, actually it was 2 weeks ago. So apologies for the break, but hopefully you had a nice rest. Basically, we were talked about tinned food and preparing food for the long term, and tinned food being one of the quickest and easiest ways to be able to do that. And most cost effective as well, as long as you've got the right places to store it. And welcome to my little bushcraft area at the bottom of my garden. My wife was kind enough to let me take over a little bit, and I have done so. But this time I wanted to just share the next stage, because if you've got all of this tinned food preparing for an emergency, or preparing for circumstances that may happen, that's great that you've got food, it's great that you've got water, but actually, what then? If an emergency does happen, then actually what are you going to do? Now, a key thing with tin food, a lot of them are pre-prepared meals, which I was showing you last time, is how are you going to cook? Now, I'm not going to go into huge detail around how to cook, but what I want to just give you some ideas on is the different types of cooking sauces, not sauces S-A-U-C-E-S, but S-O-U-R-C-E-S, the types of cooking that you can do, the heat sources that you're going to be able to heat these foods with. Now, I'll just give you a little bit of a tour of some of the stuff that I've got, and I've taken this. I've purchased things over the years. I mean, we've been camping for what, 12 years as a family. And so a lot of this stuff I've been building up over multiple years. So please don't think that I've just gone out and spent loads of money and got all of this gear. It's taken me ages. And I've had to think hard about what are the priorities that I need to have. And so I've got a bit of variety to tell you. So let's just dive in, okay? Because having this stuff is one thing, being able to cook it is another thing. And especially when you are talking about things like power outages, like we've seen in Spain and Portugal recently, where the whole country has just gone down, the power grid's just gone down. If you've got electric, hands up who's got electric induction hobs, what a great idea that was, thinking for the future. Ooh, I wish I'd stuck with a gas hob, to be fair, because if the electric goes off, I can't cook on my hob. So now what am I going to be able, how am I going to be able to heat this tinned food, which we've got? Okay, here we go. I'm going to dive around and show you some stuff. Starting from some really, really basic stuff, and this is more survival or emergency, but you've got these little stoves. Okay, now this is not what you want to be cooking for a family of four, but it gives you an idea of a heat source to cook from. Now basically this just opens up, all right, and you've got like a little block of like a fire starter, and all you would do is to tip it upside down, start your fire under here, and then keep adding little bits of wood, put your pan on top, and then you've got a heat source to be able to heat. It's not going to last long, it's not going to be hugely effective, but it's something really cheap and cost effective. Normally backpackers would use this kind of thing. All right, that's number one. Number two is just something nice and simple, which lots of people use when they're camping, and little Calagas mini stove. Okay, so again, you have the Calagas canister here. You just insert it into the stove itself, and then you've got the little prongs to be able to put your pots on top, and then once you get it lit, little match, and you're away. Job done. And nice for one person to be able to just heat one tin of food, and that's that. Now, not great for a family, so there are other things now. Okay, so then you've got, I'm going to step up a little bit, and I've got the Kelly kettle. Okay, now this is a great way to heat water fast. Just bear with me a second. Now, it's a great little design. There are lots of different things like rocket stoves and other options, but Kelly kettle was the one that I rested on. And basically, you put your water in here, okay? And if you look at it, let me just take the bottom off for you. He says, oh, There you go. So the bottom comes off. You turn that upside down and you light a fire in here, and you've got a little hole for the airflow. And basically what you do, water goes in here, fire in here, and all the flames come out here, and it boils water really, really quickly. Now, what happens is you can also create an attachment here where you actually have a grill to be able to cook on. And I should have it in here. Would have been nice to have that one ready, wouldn't it? But basically, you pop that on there, and then you pop your pan on top of there, and then you're away for cooking as well. Okay, so that's Kelly Kettle. Good. I mean, that will boil about 1.5 liters of water. That's the biggest one you can get. It's like Scout's size, group size. You can boil 1.5 liters of water in 2-3 minutes, which is pretty impressive. And there's no gas. It's just wood and anything you can burn. Now, I'm going to have to view from a distance now. Okay. So this one is a good little camping stove. Nice and easy. Oops. Nice and easy, quite cheap. And all you do is you hook it up to some gas. Okay. I've got my Gas canister here, and you just connect it and go. It's really easy. And it's just turn it on, light a match, job done. Now that's got 2 burners and a toaster as well. So that's really good for camping for a family. So you can get 2 pots on at the same time, which is very, very handy. Now another one was this one that I bought a while ago. And I was just thinking, what if I can't get hold of Gas? And so this one actually is, it's a really easy setup. I'm not going to set it up now because it'll just waste time, but it runs on petrol. So it runs on unleaded petrol, and it's all got the right gear. So this is a Coleman stove, Coleman petrol stove, and really easy to use. But if you can't get hold of Gas, or you don't want that ongoing cost, you could use one of these. Now, we then go to the fire. So this is my little fire pit here. I have got a tripod, as you can see. Now, you don't need this gear. This is just as if you can actually have a fire in your back garden, or if you've got a space to do this well. Tripods are great for cooking on and for putting pots on. I do a lot of outdoor cooking with Dutch ovens, and so this is a Dutch oven, and it's basically a cast iron stove with legs, and you can create some fantastic meals in here. This is a great bit of kit. They are not cheap, but they will, if you treat them well, they will last a long, long time. The other thing that you can do is actually, instead of hovering them over a fire, so this is, fire underneath, and it's just going to cook nicely here, you can use like a charcoal briquettes, and I use coconut briquettes because they burn for about 3 hours. But I can use a Dutch oven, and this is actually a Dutch oven table. So you can have 2 Dutch ovens here, and what you do is you have these coconut briquettes, and they're in a similar way to a barbecue. You put loads and loads of briquettes in here, and then get them going after about half an hour. Everything's lit and hot, and then you pour it out onto the table, and with tongs, you put your briquettes underneath there, and you can bake, you can fry, you can, do all kinds of stews and chilies, and honestly, the recipes you can do are amazing. I've done an entire roast pork dinner in there all in one, which is fantastic. Now, the other thing to do as well is, if I get rid of my tripod, if you don't want to buy things like this, what I've done is I've just got, this is stainless steel, but this is a length of stainless steel, and I just put it in between. You could put it in between rocks, anywhere. You could put it in between wood, as I'm doing now, and you've got your fire lit underneath, and you can just have something as rudimentary as a mess tin, and you're cooking over a fire. That is a really cheap way to do it. So what I would recommend as well as having your cooking sources of heat, if you can't cook in the house, these are all the different ways to have an alternative way of cooking for your tinned food. Um, don't forget these, because you don't really want to be um, messing around with your normal pots and pans over a fire. Quite often there'll be plastic handles, and that's a problem. So you want to get maybe some camping tins, some camping pots and pans. And this is the one that I've had for a long time, and it's just nice and easy. Job done. You've got a handle there. Let it fry, and within a small packet you've got, just been attacked by a stick, pots and pans. Again, not expensive, but they're lightweight and easy to cook with and easy to clean with. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea of oh man, I've got some tidying up to do now. But it gives you a little bit of an idea of, now that you're storing food and thinking that way, which is great to prepare for the future, how are you going to cook the food? And hopefully this has given you a few ideas just roughly around the cooking sources outside of the kitchen that you can have if your kitchen isn't functioning for whatever reason. So I maybe later on will go into Dutch oven cooking in more specifics and show you how to do things, but that's just a very brief overview. There's lots of other items available on the market and lots of other different ways to do it, but that's what I've got, and hope it helps. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I didn't quite make it under 10 minutes, but hopefully you'll forgive me. All right, it's John from Live and Ready signing out. Don't forget to like it if you like it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks very much. Bye bye.